Hello and all, welcome to a Galaxy Man Show interview show. So for today's guest is this incredible singer and songwriter called Hillary Reece. So I'm about to give Hillary an ad into the live now and have a chat with Hillary about her incredible music. So yeah, here we go.
Hi,
Hi
how are
Hillary,
you?
how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. Thank you for coming onto my show, by the way, it means a lot.
Thank you
So
for having me. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. So, to people that don't know who you are, Hillary, if you can give a bit of backstory about who you are and what you do, and then I'll dive right into the questions.
For sure. Hi y'all. My name is Hillary Reece. I'm a 14-year-old country singer from Mississippi. My passion is old school country with a little bit of a modern twist. And yeah, I'm super excited to be on here today. So thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Well, we'll dive right into the questions now, Hillary. So, for my very first question, you actually created this incredible song called Woman Upstairs. What was it like creating this incredible song, and what was the story behind this song?
Well, thank you so much for saying it's incredible. But Woman Upstairs, we wrote it, let's see, last February. And I wrote it with the incredibly talented Pete Salas. He has written with Ronnie Dunn, and he wrote Shut Up and Fish by Maddie and Tay, which was like my childhood anthem. But we kind of came in there and we were like, okay, we want a really strong song and we want it to be kind of directed for women so that they feel empowered and that they know that they can take the reins on their own lives a little bit. But we went in there, we were like, let's just write a strong kick butt song. And I think we did that. And we kind of had this whole idea that you're not going to control our lives anymore. It was kind of almost like this fairy tale, this imaginary world we had going on in our heads. And I think we brought that to life in a really, really cool way. We said, what if we make it kind of like the woman upstairs, or if God was a woman, and make it in the sense that we would have the control. But you kind of realize throughout the song that that doesn't need to happen, that you can have your own control regardless.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. So with another song you created, so you created this song called "You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man." What was that like for you, creating that song? What was the meaning behind that song?
Well, the song was actually originally recorded by one of my icons, Loretta Lynn. And she wrote this song back in like the 60s or 70s, something like that. And I had grown up listening to that song my entire life. So I'd always sang it and I've always held that song. That song has held a really special place in my life, but also my artistry. I mean, Loretta Lynn shaped me definitely as an artist, along with Tammy Wynette and Dolly Parton. So I kind of had this idea of what if we make it a little bit more Hillary-ish, as I like to say. And what if, we make it a bit more upbeat, a little bit more kick butt? What if we add in, some electric guitar, all kinds of stuff that I absolutely love, but still keeping the old schoolness of the song. So I went to my producer, Kent Wells, who is Dolly Parton's producer of 28 years. So I'm so incredibly lucky to work with him and my management, Paula Ann and Ablaze Entertainment. And we had this idea and we said, let's just make it a little bit more modern, but still keep that old school feel, because who doesn't love a song redone for a new generation? And I thought that would be just the perfect song to do it. So he did an amazing job redoing it, and I couldn't have been happier with the outcome.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. You actually performed When the Smoke Clears. What was it like creating that amazing song? Because I saw your performance of your live performance on YouTube, and I was like, wow, I was like completely mind blown of that song. What was it like creating that song?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I wrote that song when I was 11 years old, believe it or not. And I wrote it with Tamara Stewart. We kind of went into that, and it was right after the Parkland shooting in Florida. And so it was just a really, really tough time. I think it was like a couple months after, but I could be mistaken on the dates. But we were like, let's just write something that hopefully can inspire people, but also show them, kind of what our world has become and wake people up a little bit. So it was kind of like okay, let's wake up but still have hope in the same sense. So we wrote that song, and I think it's just became a whole new meaning. It gets deeper and deeper every chance it can get. I mean, with COVID, with so many different things, and it applies to so many different things in so many areas of my life, and I think everyone's life. But when the smoke clears, it's just a song that I think it'll last forever because the meaning stays forever. But we recorded that video of November of last year, so it's been a whole year. I got my band together and just got a couple of musicians together, and we thought, let's just make a really simple video yet effective video. And I think we did exactly that. And it was very simple, but I think it needed a simple video for the song so the words could speak louder than the video. Just because the words in that song, they really do say a lot.
Well, can I just say it was incredible. Like When the Smoke Clears was truly incredible, and you are truly very, very talented, Hillary, and you got a bright future ahead of yourself. I just want to say that first up.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So with my next question, what does music mean to you as a person, especially like in times like during COVID and like hard times like this?
Well, I mean, I think music has kind of always been embedded in me. And whether that was going to church and listening, to the hymns and singing along to that, or listening to the radio. I mean, the radio was such a big part of me and my brother's upbringing. We had it on 24/7, and it was either country or pop, or it could be anything. And I think that really shaped us both as artists, because he's one as well, shaped us both in the sense that we grew up listening to every type of music. Obviously, country is my passion, but I'm influenced by so many different types. And then with COVID, I think it kind of took everybody and just shook them up a little bit and put everybody on their head. With COVID, we stopped playing shows, obviously, and the world was kind of just put on pause. So it really gave me a chance to dive deeper into writing. But also in the same sense, it was a great time because you could look deeper into writing, but it was also a bad time because you couldn't go out and experience these things. So as a songwriter, it was kind of, all over the place, and at different moments you were doing different things and looking at it from different perspectives. But I think that's the cool thing about music, and especially music during COVID. You can look at it from so many different angles and write from so many different angles. And that's exactly what this world needs: more writing and, more songwriters and more perspectives. So I think COVID just shook everybody up, but in good ways and bad ways.
Onto that, what have you learned about yourself as a person during COVID this year, actually?
Well, I think a lot. I think I realized I really just started figuring out the music I want to make during COVID, and during quarantine and all of that. And I just really dove deeper into listening to music. Being a fan of music is what I truly am at heart. I'll always be a fan first. So it really gave me a chance to sit down and say, what type of music do you want to make? What do you want to say as an artist? What do you want to do as a person? And look at it from all of those different types of ways. And I think I grew the most in my artistry. But it really just gave me this cool chance to take a pause. But I started doing a lot too with the SOS for Life Foundation, the number 4. And you can go check them out. But they're a foundation that's all about mental health within youth and mental adversities, such as bullying, depression, substance abuse, anything you can think of, cyberbullying, bullying. And they're basically here to be a little light and to say you are not alone. So I really think they helped me a lot during quarantine because we were doing so many amazing things and connecting with so many amazing people. And, COVID really just helped me in that way to know how big our world is, but how small it is in the same sense, with Zoom calls and conference calls and virtual concerts and things like that. So I'm really blessed to be a part of the SOS for Life Foundation.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. Who inspired you to get into creating music in the first place?
Woo! I think there's a long, long list. But I don't know. I guess just watching people sing in my church, but also shows like Hannah Montana and movies like High School Musical. I saw them sing, so I just started singing. And there's all kinds of cringy videos of me as a kid, like making up my own hymns from church and all kinds of stuff. But I think shows like that and, you know, just seeing the people like that in front of me. I mean, Hannah Montana, hands down my favorite Disney show. But it really did. It showed me, okay, you can sing. And then it just became deeper and deeper, I think, when I started, you know, getting on YouTube and looking up karaoke tracks. And I started singing every song I could and performing every place I could. So I definitely say the people that inspired me were, you know, Carrie Underwood, Loretta Lynn, Dolly Parton, Tammy Wynette, Martina McBride, George Strait, Chris Stapleton. People like that, I think, really have set the bar that we all try to reach every single day.
Awesome. Well, I actually have a show to recommend for you to watch, music-wise. Definitely check out, if you haven't seen it already, it's on Netflix, Julie and the Phantoms. You would actually love that show. It's truly incredible, and you would really dig it. So, yeah.
Julie and the Phantoms.
Julie and the Phantoms, yes.
Okay, I'm definitely going to go check that out because I've been needing a new show to watch, and I'm all about watching shows 24/7. I'm a reality TV buff, so it's definitely not healthy, but...
Well, you'll definitely love it. It's like the songs in Julie and the Phantoms are incredible.
I'm all about soundtracks now. Soundtracks.
Oh, yeah. Well, for my very next question, Hillary, if you could work with any top 3 music artists in the industry, who would they be and why?
Whew. I'm going to have to say, this is such a hard one too. Just picking between all of my favorite artists, and, you know, they change so much. I'm going to say Loretta Lynn, Dolly Parton, and Loretta Lynn, Dolly Parton, and Chris Stapleton.
Nice.
Those are my 3. And that's so hard to pick though.
Awesome. So for my very next question, what are the positives and negatives into the acting industry? I mean, into the acting or music industry, and how do you get through those negatives as a person?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it here. There are a lot of evil things in this industry, but there's also a lot of great people too. And I have found such a good support system behind me, like Paula Ann of Blaze Entertainment, Kent Wells. But you've got to find your right people. And that's probably the best advice I could give somebody, and trust your gut. But I think I persevere through all of the negative and bad things in this industry by just leaning on my support system. And also, I say this 24/7, but you've got to be here because you love it, because the money's not always going to be great, if there at all. You're not going to be famous overnight. If you're ever going to be famous, you've got to be here because you truly love it. And I think that's really what helps me throughout it, is that I have a true love and passion for music and singing and songwriting and playing piano and playing guitar. I mean, that's really why I'm in this, is for my music. I'm not in it for the fame or any of the other things, you know, people can try and be in it for. I'm truly in this because I love singing and making music. And I think that's really what helps me push the bull crap away. Sorry, I can't speak today. Push the bull crap away.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. Why should people listen to your music, to people that haven't heard your music before?
Well, I think one of the biggest things that hopefully sets me apart is I'm really a fan of old school country and true country music. But I do have a modern twist on it as well. So you're going to hear influences from the past, hopefully, like Martina, like Loretta, Dolly. I mean, I idolize those people. So I try to bring old school elements and mix it with new elements. So I love me some fiddle, but I love electric guitar. And I think when you get those two together, you're golden. So, I mean, that's definitely, I think, something that hopefully I can bring new to the table is just my own version of old school mixed with new. So for all of my old school country fans, I got you.
So on to my very last question, Hillary. So with after COVID and stuff, so what is next for you, like music-wise?
Well, I do have a good bit of surprises up my sleeve coming very soon. I do have a new Christmas song coming out November 27th, the day after Thanksgiving, and it's called Christmas by My Side, acoustic version. We wanted to do a very simple Christmas song just because I think Christmas is mainly super simple, and it's about you and your family and Jesus. So I wanted to keep it simple, but I think now is the time too where I'm growing as an artist most in my songwriting and my instrument playing and the production side of it as well. So I think next you're really going to start hearing music that it's very picky on my end. I'm picking music right now and writing music right now that is different from anything I've ever done, but it's exactly what I want to do in the future. So I think you're going to hear more and more of just who I am as a person and what type of music I want to make.
Awesome. Well, can I just say thank you so much, Hillary, for making an appearance on my show. It means so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. To people that haven't seen Hillary, definitely go give her a follow. Definitely go give her an amazing support because she's one truly incredible singer, performer. Definitely give her the amazing support because her music's incredible. So thank you again, Hillary. You are truly incredible. Never give up your dreams and goals. So thank you so much again. Any last final thoughts or anything that you would like to say to people?
Whew. Well, I mean, I'm Hillary Reece, and I think the main thing you're going to see about me is hopefully I'm a genuine person, and hopefully we can be best friends. So come check me out if you want to. But again, thank you so much for having me. I truly, truly appreciate it.
I'm just a child in the land of the free, and I've got that southern blood just running through me. I was raised to respect the world around me, but I was born to speak my mind, and I've got answers I'm longing to find. Who's gonna take a stand? Who's gonna shout out loud? Who's gonna save the world we're living in now? And what's it gonna take to lead with faith and not fear? gonna shout out loud? Are you gonna save the world we're living in now? And what's it gonna take to lead with faith and not fear? When the smoke clears, when smoke clears, I'm just a child in the land of the free.